Hello, ladies and gents. How you doing? Just let me get that looping. How you guys doing? Yeah, yeah, it's been a while, but I'm hoping we can get things over. Just gonna get the next page. Yeah. So, yeah, so it's been a long time coming. I know for a fact that I haven't been around for a while, and that's only because yeah, I've just been very busy with stuff. Let me transition. Why isn't it transitioning? Very odd. There we go. Something's a bit bugged with that. Okay, that's fine. I don't need that. Okay. Let me hit the size. Yeah. Alright, cool. So just starting to stream. Yeah, it's alright. So I am now gonna start this new city. I'm going to do something with Wilmslow Hills. Yeah, I put unlock all natural disasters. The other option is literally that I could get rid of unlock all, just make things manually, but I'll unlock map tiles because that's pretty cool. What should I name this city? Just trying to think. Just trying to think of places. So you could say Liverpool, maybe. Nah, not Liverpool. Just trying to think. Frankfurt. Yeah, let's do Frankfurt. No left-hand traffic because I struggled building on that. That's alright. Let's get this over and done with. Get this loaded and up and running. Of course, on my end, I'm doing this at 4K, but on the stream you should be able to see things on 1080p. And of course, I got Afterburner here because why the hell not? Yeah, so it looks to be that this is the start of the city. So, just trying to think. Because this is a very odd start, to be fair. In my case, it is quite an odd start. I am thinking that I don't use a highway like this in this situation because it will just cause a lot of backlog. So I'm going to start with making my own highway. Do I not have a means to start out? No, I don't. Right, okay, so I'm just gonna do what they had previously done. By they, I mean the original developer of this map. Of course, I got a lot of mods, so just for your information, this isn't vanilla. If you care about that, that's just how it is. I always wanted to go back into streaming. I know I've been on quite a hiatus, but that was just something I had to deal with. I need to get rid of that. Actually, I can do another thing. Instead of having it start out like this, I'm just gonna have to cut off. I'm just gonna have to cut that off for a bit. Just trying to make things a bit more easy to start out with. I could use this custom-made highway system, so I could just have a good start from here instead, because it'll be a little bit easier. And then there's no borders. Okay, that's alright. So I just build it. Let's pop that. I really like this feature. They introduced this a few months back, and it makes it pretty nice actually. And because you can use this as a guide, really good guide. I mean that you can get on this highway. Of course, I'm monitoring my RAM and stuff like that, so if you're a bit upset about that, not RAM, sorry. Actually, let's just say RAM, because I don't want to crash. I've had crashings in the past. They're not very nice. And of course, because we're starting a new city, we get every excuse to be making our city a bit odd. If I could do both, then that would be great. Obviously, that's just not gonna happen. So the other options, literally, go all the way back to here. I can go all the way here. I can just start my city that way. You didn't have to cut me off. You build. When you're starting out, you're a bit more sensitive to things to go wrong. Like this budget, I don't want it to go wrong. So I'm gonna do that. I have road zones. Let me get rid of that. The only reason I want to do that is to make it a little bit more easy to manage. Because what I want to do is I want to make this into an arterial road. And obviously, with arterials, you do not want to be like building on them that much. You can build on them. It's just it'll just cause a lot of traffic. You know? And that can cause issues. I'm just trying to use the topography. Let me know if what you guys think about the quality and all that. I know in the past I used to stream on Twitch. I felt like it was not that successful in my experience. And not because I didn't like it there, it was just like very it's just very spammy there, I'll be honest. That's the main issue with things like Twitch. Very spammy, not very useful. Caused me a lot of stress because people started bots started sending out links that are just gonna get people scammed and whatnot, and I didn't want to do that. And because it was on my stream, you become a bit more liable to that. So I just stick it to the most basic options, basically. Just do what you can to build a nice city and enjoy yourself, basically. That's the whole gist. That's the reason why I did what I did. But you know what? I like the fact that I still have a means to start back up. Yeah, if you guys chat in the thing, I can read that, and yeah, we can chat as well. Because why not? I've had people on stream as well years ago. If you're that much of an OG, you'd probably realize that or remember that. Good times. But you know what? It is what it is. I like still playing. I still like to play City Skylines. You know, despite all these stuff that have happened in the previous few years, you know, it is what it is. City Skylines is still my preferred city builder. As much as people might say, "Oh no, don't do that," nah, I do prefer it over the other options, mainly because, well, to be honest, it is the better option, personally speaking. When it comes to city builders, well, I think with the corners like that, it's a bit iffy. So I'm just gonna try to get rid of that. What I can do is make this into a little triangle. Unfortunately, I don't get a lot here, but that's alright. And then, like, I don't get a lot of options, but that's okay. The whole point is, so then you don't need to do any of that. I still get the link to tools and whatnot. It's just to make things a little bit more flowy here, especially because this is going to be like a collector. But it works, you know. This will probably be like the city center and whatnot. So I'm gonna get rid of that. That's alright actually. Because what I want to do is maybe build out here. So I'm gonna go over here. Now, what happened last time with me, you know, in terms of YouTube, was that previously the reason why I basically lost motivation, of course, I had situations in my family. It was basically, you know, when I used to stream on mobile data, yeah, that's what made me sort of stop. But not in the sense that you guys had any problem with that, or like in the sense that just basically it was putting a lot of strain on me because it wasn't that I was streaming on mobile data that was the issue is that, you know, it wasn't stable enough. Apparently, like I also found out there was another streamer called Queso, and he was doing the same sort of thing. But here's the thing: we don't get that sort of perk in the UK, where you get high upload speeds and whatnot. And I had a lot of fluctuations. But I think now, because I got gigabit now, that makes things a bit easier on me. But that's also something I've dealt with ages ago. But yeah. So it made me so demotivated. But you know what? I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna do what I can to build my channel up. You know? Basically like starting from scratch, believe it or not. Mainly because, of course, maybe back then I didn't have the opportunity to grow my channel. Or even if I did, it was just, you know, I had other things going on, oftentimes. But you know what? I'll do what I can to grow. It's fine, I'll make a cul-de-sac here. I can also do a little bit of a roundabout here as well. Let me do a couple cul-de-sacs. And I can have that roundabout here. That. And then I can also do another roundabout here. Because why not? Probably will regret that soon, but that's okay. Famous last words. Yeah, so let's build it down here. This is tricky to build on, but just because it's tricky doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad area to start. Make that part of it. Offset it. I make it curvy so then it's a little bit, you know, more interesting. Look at that. It's a very, very interesting looking city already. The framework is somewhat okay. But yeah, I'm using this highway here as a means to start out my little city. I'm gonna do here. Oh, power, of course, I forgot about that. Let's get that sorted then. Yeah, that's peak. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and then from here. And then we got that. We got some water flowing here as well, so we can bring up water pumping. We like water pumps. We could also use towers. Let's have a look at water areas. Oh wow, that's a lot of water. Crazy. That's a crazy amount of water. I like that. Yeah, let's do that then. That's okay. So now all we need to do is do a sewage. Sewage, I think, is a bit more manageable. All things considered. Let's bring that down here, down there. And now we got sewage and water. Time to build more jobs here. And let's have a look at pollution. Right, so pollution is not going to be a factor whatsoever. Though, building industry will be a factor, because that oftentimes when it came to city building, in my experience, it's basically industry is very difficult to actually build in. But once you do, then you can get like trash sorted and all that. Here as well, you know, industry could work here, to be fair. So I can make a little bridge of sorts to help. I think here, if I bring that, I think this is prime real estate right here. Yeah? For good old, you know, for a nice extension here. Oh, wow. So I'm gonna prevent that from becoming an issue here. And yeah. Move this. Is this not gonna make a key at some point? It's a bit mad, actually. Okay, so we've unlocked a few roads here. Yeah. I think we should flatten this area as well. That way, I can use it to assist building a nice little industry. And to be fair, you could have just, I could have just done that to there, but it's alright. We're gonna make a little slope. That way. I'm gonna make that smooth possible. And then that should be as smooth as possible. That way I can bring it out to here. I think what I'm gonna do as well is I'm gonna get rid of all zoning up to that point, yeah, and then I'll probably bring that back. Because I'd say that this is quite a nice area to start out. Let me that's okay. Now continue. Okay. And because it's all connected up like that, it's gonna be quite interesting here because now, because I got rid of the zoning, it means that I can spend a little bit more time just building an industry here and not have to worry about topography, nor this road ruining the landscape of the rest of the roads that I will be building here. So let's see, a key here. Okay. Boom. It's a good start, eh? And then I can just bring it out like that, and then get rid of the zoning here. Boom. Now we can start building our industries. Coastal industries. Sounds crazy. That's my plan for a city. To make a coastal area just full of industry. Although that's what you would think should be for housing, which is kind of funny to think about. Bring it down here. Maybe we can make some money that way. Starting to make bring that down here. Roads are fine. Electricity is fine. Should be okay. So let's see. Yeah, so for demo stream, it's been pretty nicely done. I'll probably come back and stream some more at a later date, because I need to do some stuff, aka eat. Also, talking about eating, I've lost a lot of weight recently. It's pretty neat. I say recently, I mean over a long period of time, but since like summer. And I absolutely needed that. I feel pretty good about that, to be fair. It was a lot of struggle, but here's the thing. It was pretty helpful, you know. Look at that. Yeah, so I'm glad I was able to stream today, and then hopefully in the future we can get some more streams out the way. I always found it kind of difficult to start again, because when you quit for a long period of time, 1, 2, 3 years, it becomes very difficult to come back. But hopefully this has simplified it for me. And now I've built a nicer industry and a little bit of a nice framework. Should make things a lot easier for me. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more.